Tiff on the block, shadow creeping deep. Punisher lurking, no time for sleep. CPS snakes stealing in the night. Family broken, but weeknight to fight. Posing secrets with ice in our vein. YouTube dropping bomb, breaking chains. Giving more pressure, we won't fall here. Just a rum to make them disappear. Tiff and the Punisher hit it. Fighting for freedom, they can't hold us back. Abolish CPS, catch it again. Exploding the truth in the trap of a time. Pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up. Punisher roll, D-tip never crack. Hit the gang, gang, gang. Justice in the trash. Punisher and beast motive, calling shots. Hitting off hard, connecting the dots. Kids trapped in system, parents in despair. But we're the underground, breathing rare air. Perk loading up like clips in the mag. Abolishing evil, wave the black flag. Slow down the vibe, but the fire stay lit. Victory creeping, feel the trap hit. Tiff and the Punisher hit it. Fighting for freedom, they can't hold us back. Abolish CPS, that's just gang. Exploding the truth in the trap of a time. Pump it up, gas, gas, gas. Pump it up, pump it up. Punisher rolls, D-tip never crash. Hit the gas, gas, gas. Justice in the trash. Deep and dark, no escape right here. Tipping phones to the street, Punisher bring the fear. Family rising, system crumbling down. Trap justice burning, claim the crime. Pump it up, pump it up, hold up, hit it, hit it. Pump it up, hold up, hit it, hit it. Pump it up, hold up, hit it, hit it. Pump it up, gas. Tiff and the Punisher hit it. Fighting for freedom, they can't hold us back. Abolish CPS, cause it got gang. Exploding the truth in the trap of attack. Pump it up, gas. Pump it up, Punisher roll, D-tip never cracks. Hit the gas. Justice in the trash.
I'm, just your average parent trying to do right by my kids. Never thought I'd have to, deal with something like this. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon. The kids' toys were scattered everywhere. Then there was a knock at the door. My heart sank when I saw who it was.
Hello, I'm from Child Protective Services. We've received a report and need to inspect your home.
I didn't know what to do. They wanted to come in, look around, talk to my kids. My hands were shaking. I felt like I was doing something wrong even though I knew I wasn't. But then, I remembered something I'd read online about knowing your rights. I took a deep breath and said, I'm sorry, but unless you have a warrant, I can't let you in. The CPS worker looked surprised. They weren't used to parents knowing their rights. It wasn't easy, but I stood my ground. I protected my family's privacy that day. Remember, when CPS knocks, know your rights. It can make all the difference.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. all think it won't be us. We say when they come, we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids, pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
Not always.
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
We made it, Tiff.
Yeah, we did.
Woo! And I see that we have Mr. Ewing in the background here, so that's awesome. That happened. This has been a stressful evening. This show that's supposed to be very fun and non-stressful for us tonight has been stroke-like. But we're here now, so that's good. So Tiff, tonight we got Mr. Ewing. He's apparently he's a bit of controversy amongst people. But here's what I got to say about any of this. If there's just one person, one kid, one child, one dad, one mom, one family, one anything that gets reunited because of a guy that is able, that he thinks that he has the solution to not only get your kids back, but to topple over CPS, then what he has to say is worth hearing.
Absolutely.
Not to mention, I love when the people just come out of the woodwork. You haven't heard a damn thing that they've ever even done in the advocacy world. You know, what have half these people even done that are coming out of the woodwork, making comments on our pages? Like, the only thing you ever hear about these people doing is making trouble. Like, tell me something good that you did besides open your fat mouth. You know, like this is just getting ridiculous and out of control. And that's how I feel about this. We've talked to this guy, right? I don't think that anybody that we know, that you know, that I know, even they trust our judgment. And here's the other thing. We're a news agency here. We're supposed to let everybody hear all sides of the story, right? Like, isn't that what transparency is? Showing
Yeah.
everybody all the types of what's going on.
Yeah, and I said that the other night. We give everybody a fair shot.
I'm excited about this. When you and I had an interview with this guy, I never knew anything about him before the other day, before a couple weeks ago when I started seeing him pop up on my feed. And I've talked to him many times since you and I. I'm freaking excited about this dude. I'm very excited about him, about what he's done, what he's doing, what he thinks he can do. He's got a pretty good track record. And the fact alone is that not only is he not a bar attorney, but he has been, I don't even know what the terms are, but he's been issued, he can practice law in certain counties in Washington because the judges have said that he's so good that he's able to do these things.
Right.
So that makes him better than a freaking bar attorney.
Well, especially if he didn't take the oath, then that means that he has his own ethics.
Right. So that means that he doesn't have to follow what these bastards say.
Mm-hmm.
No abiding by the rules here.
Nope.
But yeah, let's get Mr. Ewan out here. Lewis.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. You're here. You're live. We're on it. We're doing it.
Okay, good. Because I hear you talking and her talking, but I don't hear myself talking.
Yes.
Oh my.
Well, that's good. That's good. You sound good.
Okay, good. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Turn your
just
camera
saw a
on.
picture of you.
All right. Is my camera not on?
No.
No, sir. Unless you're a circle with the LE on your forehead. In which case it would be on.
It shows enable camera, press capital V. And that's not working.
Do you see on the bottom of the page there, Lewis, and it has the microphone and the camera and the other thing? Those little, those little widgets?
I see the mute and then I see the enable camera, press V.
Yeah, that one. So next to it, you should see like little arrows there.
And it says no permissions. Camera access not granted. How to fix it? No.
Go right to the top there, and on your little address line, you should have the little locks, and you should be able to access it there. Are you using Chrome, Lewis? You are, right?
Am I what?
Are you using Chrome or Edge, or what are you using for?
I think it's Chrome.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Why don't I?
We saw. You know what? I saw you at one point earlier. Your picture came up when we were doing the introductions.
Well, let me see if we can get my phone camera to work.
Yeah. If you see the little arrow next to the cameras, Lewis, that little round camera, there's a little arrow next to it.
I see a line drawn through it.
Oh, then click on it. Just click on it.
Yeah, click on it then. Yeah, that's the problem.
I did, and it's not doing anything.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, Tiff, I thought we had it. I thought you were going to get the award, Tiff.
Okay, I just did my phone, and it says waiting for permissions.
All right, so somewhere in your phone it wants you to be allowed to come on through.
It says access to your camera. Studio needs access to your camera and microphone, and then it says waiting for permissions. Is that from you?
No, it's from you. Somewhere on your phone, you got to click allow. It wants you to be.
No. I hate technology.
Me too.
That makes two of you because Tiffany does not enjoy it either.
Okay, I'm old school. To me, a computer is a typewriter with a TV screen. It saves me a lot of whiteout. Okay, that's the truth. Okay, like wants to use your device's camera. Allow. It just said allow. So hopefully,
hit allow, baby. Allow it.
I just hit allow.
You should want to come on.
I clicked the allow button, but why is it going so slow?
Hey, sometimes when you allow it, you get to
I'm
work
going to
it.
do enter studio without mic, since you already got me on mic.
Yeah, we can definitely hear you. So we're doing. There you come. You're coming in. I see you. Nice. Well, your thing is there. Another LE is in the house.
Another LE, but with no picture.
Yeah, no picture on that one.
I think
not even
somebody's
sound
messing
on it.
with me.
It's probably
No, they did
YouTube.
that. But I mean, we can hear you anyway, Mr. Ewan. So, oh wait, what is this? I've never seen this before. Wait a minute. Oh, you just click out of that one?
Oh, I did by accident. Hold on. Dang it.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Mr. Ewan. No devices. I can see that other one. Click. Do that other one again.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Allow
Look,
mic.
I can see stuff I've never been able to see before now.
You're so funny.
Weird.
Somebody is messing with me because there's no way I'm having a problem on my computer and the phone at the same time.
It's
This is
YouTube.
crazy. Mr. Ewan, if you can make that dude happen, make yourself come up again. This is weird. Watch this, Tiff.
Darren,
Yes,
just
ma'am.
have him go out and come back in.
Yeah. Well, Tiff, he can hear you. You can tell him too.
Oh,
I can hear you guys. I just want to get the camera going on.
you might have
Mr.
to
Ewan, try that.
close
Try
it
to go
out
out and come back in.
and then come back in.
Sign out and then come back into use that setting, use that link. But I can see your cameras now. So when you come back in, I should be able to see them.
Okay, setting the stage for you.
So yeah, go out and then click the link, come back in, Mr. Ewan.
Allow mic/cam access. I pushed
Yes,
that.
there you go. That's what you want.
Doing anything? It's like it's sticking. But why can't I get video on my? Okay, camera access not granted. How to fix it? So like, do I have to go to an online?
I think you should go back out and then come back in.
Copy and paste into your browser.
Watch this, like this, Mr. Ewan. Go out like that. See, I just removed them. There you go. Now you're out. Now you got to click the link to come back in. Well, I mean, there's not much to be said for technology. This guy has a law library, Tiff. That's twice the size of your shoe room.
I need that room just for my shoes.
So there's enough. There's something to be said for that.
Hey, Spanny.
I called him the other night at 2 a.m, and he was just reading case law to read case law.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
If somebody calls me that late, early, it better be an emergency.
Yeah.
So let me tell you why we're waiting on him. Let me tell you what my sister did.
Yeah. What did she do?
So my dad won't answer her phone calls. So
Right.
she called Little Caesars in San Antonio and paid $60 to have pizza delivered to him, right? So anyway, he still won't answer her phone calls. So I've been talking to her. I've been talking to her to get her out of triggers.
Yeah.
Well, she got a new phone, and she called me and she's like, Tiffany, I need your email. I got your phone number. She said, I memorized your phone number because you've had it for 25 years. Anyway, and your address. So I'm giving her all the information. 2 hours later, I'm sitting in my reclining chair watching the news because I'm worried about this snowstorm we're supposed to be getting. I hear a knock on my door. It's Anthony's Pizza.
What?
I said, we didn't order any pizza. He was like, surprise. It's from Jennifer Buxton. So she sent me a pizza.
Well, I mean, where's mine?
Yeah. I'll give her your address next.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right about now. I like bacon and mushroom would be great.
No, I'll tell her to watch this because I won't remember that.
Right.
But
Because
yeah, so
bacon
I
and mushroom is
called
very,
her
very, very hard to remember.
and I said, "You didn't have to send a pizza over here." She started laughing. She was like, "But it was so fun."
It was so fun.
It
You
was
know,
so
I
fun.
saw. So here's a story about that. So we met this guy. I worked for Serpro at the time,
Uh-huh.
and this guy, his basement had flooded with a bunch of sewage. So anyway, that's the premise of this, right? So we're down there, and this guy had like 4 feet of sewage, and it had been
Oh no.
leaking into his basement over the past 2 or 3 years,
What?
right? Yeah. So and so
Wait a
bad
minute.
is
How did he sleep in there?
on his back like everybody else, but and with his eyes shut. But I don't know because when you walked in the house, you were like, "Oh damn!" And actually, the town people walking by the house and everything had called the town. It was so bad. Um, and they lived in there like with a regular life. Like they had a kid that went to school. They whatever like they just closed the basement door off, and it wasn't for lack of them trying to get help. They tried many ways. Town council denied them. You know what I mean? Like the drill with the whole
Right.
thing. So these people were just stuck in this situation. Anyway, nonetheless, um, finally, like you get to know these people pretty well when you're in these situations. Like it's really personal. You're into people's personal effects. You know what I mean? You're dealing with one of the worst situations they've ever dealt with, if not going to be the worst, and all of this stuff. So he goes on to start telling me his wife leaves and everything, and he's telling me he gets Social Security,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying that he's got this guy. Oh, and here's the other part: the house was in foreclosure. That's what it was.
Oh my.
So this guy had called, said that he will get their house out of foreclosure. It just costs X amount of dollars or whatever. Well, this had been going on for like 3 years, and this guy was giving him his Social Security check every month, his entire check. His wife didn't know anything about it. She just thought he was doing this or that or this, but he was giving his check to this guy constantly, and if he didn't send him his check, he would do the same thing. He would have a pizza guy come and deliver pizzas to his house to show him that he knows where he is and what's going on. And the pizza guy would come in and be like, "Hey, whatever your name is," he goes, "I got this guy on the phone for you." This guy would pay people to go there and answer the phone. He'd call the police departments to do wellness checks. He would do all kinds of things to this guy if he didn't send him his check, like haunted the guy. And I'm like, "Well, why don't you stop?" And he's like, "I've tried to stop. And this guy just keeps sending all these people to me. And like, it's scary. You know what I mean? Like, it would be like a pizza guy, a police officer, the dude at the store down the street would be like, "Oh, hey, so-and-so, this guy's looking for you." And all of this, like this guy completely trapped this dude out. And that
He
was
was extorting him.
yeah, I guess if that's what extorting means, and that's what was happening. I really wonder, like what happened. The guy's name was Billy. I wonder what happened to him because he wasn't well either. I mean, this guy had gone through a tormenting life. He was ripped away from his mom at a young age.
Oh no.
Oh, it was terrible. His life was just awful. Oh, so anyway,
Wow.
Mary's in the background going, "Don't, babe, don't," and I won't. So I won't. I won't even get involved with what happened to him in his life and all of that stuff. But the bottom line is that I guess it can go both ways if a pizza guy comes to your door.
Yeah, well.
Could be your brother or sister playing a joke on you, or it could be a man extorting you. Who knows?
Ain't nobody gonna extort me.
Right, you got to have money for that, Tiff.
Well, that's true. And even if I did have
Right.
money and they tried to extort me, I
Well, we're
would just
saying we're not getting it here.
I would not call Frederick County Sheriff's Department. I would drag my half dead ass across the bridge and call Winchester City Police Department.
But can you imagine knowing that you don't even know if your 911 call or whatever is going to get to where it's supposed to be because this person's like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had been there when this had happened one time.
What?
And I said I was at his house working one day when the collection day was, or whatever day he's supposed to send the mail. And you could hear his phone upstairs just going off and off and off and off and off. And I went up there and I see him and he's got his head shaved, his face shaved and all of that stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, well, today's payday and I'm not paying him today and all this stuff. And everything's going to be fine. He felt fine because it was me and a couple of guys there with him. You know what I mean? So he was going to stand up to this guy. Sure as shit, pizza guy comes. So we had lunch, and that guy, was sent him his social security check. So I mean,
wow,
yeah, scary stuff, really is. I don't know if Lewis is coming back or not. I don't know what's happening to him. But he's
I don't know.
Lewis, talk to me, Lewis. Lewis. I don't know. Lewis.
I don't know.
You know what else we have?
What? What is that? A cake?
It's tiramisu.
It's what?
Tiramisu.
What is that?
GTFOH. Will someone please explain to Tiff what tiramisu is?
Yeah, somebody, please.
In the comments, please.
Is it cake? Is it food?
While you're explaining to Tiff what tiramisu is, I'm going to be like, oh my God, this is heaven.
Oh, it must be sweets. It's cake.
Woo! Man. Mary doesn't even know I have it until now. But she just heard me saying that. So now that's going to be gone.
It's Italian cake.
Italian cake is an understatement. A slice of heaven is more like it.
Thank you, Chris. I'm not a sweet eater. Cheesecake is my shit.
Let me get a hold of Lewis. Let me tell Lewis to come in and I love cheesecake too, Tip, but man, let me tell you something. Tiramisu is goddamn something else. It's in its own another hemisphere.
Okay, so just an FYI, if I jump up screaming, Darren's going to turn my camera off and my mic because that means my cat caught a rat or a mouse. So just if you see me...
I think that's ridiculous. I think that we should and laugh while Tiff is running from the house.
Yeah, I don't like super sweet stuff. Oh, God, he's back under my arm wire. I'm telling you, I swear to God, if he comes out here with something alive in his mouth, I'm out of here.
Cairo.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, I'm paranoid now.
Oh, she didn't have kittens under there, did she?
He better not have kittens or we're going to have a problem. Oh, he's back over here now.
Hey, Mr. Ewing, hey, you know what we can do? I don't know, but you know what I'm thinking? Maybe I can do this. Can you hear Mr. Ewing when you just talked?
I didn't hear nothing.
Hey, stay here, Mr. Ewing. We're going to test something out real quick. Stay like you are. Let's see here. If I do this. Oh, you're working. I'm going to put him on here. Hold on.
Oh, there he is.
Can we hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, we can hear you. So if I share the screen, we can do this.
Yes.
Can you hear us, Mr. Ewing, or can you just hear me talking?
I hear you. I hear you just fine.
Well, you need to be able to hear Tiff somehow. How are we going to do that?
It's okay.
Well, I just replugged in my camera in another slot on the USB, and I'm still getting nothing. Enter studio. I'm
Well,
gonna
we
enter.
can
Okay, on
see
my
you.
computer, I'm gonna enter the studio without camera, and maybe you can hear me. You can hear me.
Oh yeah, let me get rid of you here. Hold on, let me get you off here.
Can you hear me when I talk on the computer? Fine.
All right.
Darren.
So we can.
What happened?
All right, there we go. Mr. Ewing, go ahead and talk. I'm hearing you on Messenger. So let's get out of Messenger. I'll get off this call with you, and then let's see what happens in the studio.
Yes, Fanny. I wanted a cat to catch rodents, but not while I was around.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. If I know you're up here, then I know you're not.
Oh yeah, wait a
there.
minute. I have control of this. Camera, no devices available. Now, when he showed me his other one, line in Realtek audio, microphone. This is really cool. I never knew I could see everybody's stuff on here.
Oh my. What are you doing?
Look, he's cute, baby. Mr. Ewing, I don't hear you, Mr. Ewing. I want to hear you, teacher. I want to hear your story. So, Mr. Ewing, tell me, when are you going to come in here? Blah, 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 blah.
Do you remember the show Dallas?
Dun, 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 dun,
Well, that's his last name.
Yeah. Who shot J.R. Ewing?
I think Bobby did it.
Yeah, the brother. The brother sure
Yeah.
did. Yep. One episode to shoot him, a whole series to talk about it.
Yep.
It's a great thing. You know, I'm going to show, while we're waiting for Mr. Ewing here, I want to get some people associated with this MF here. You know, it's funny that, you spend all this time prepping to get, used to getting dudes using technology, and then all of a sudden it's time to go, and it's like, and then nothing works, and everything's broken, and you're spilling water in the computer, and you're doing stuff that's just should never have even happened with a computer. You're like, oh, clearly I can park underneath this giant monument that's falling over, or something like that, and then it's just mayhem. Monuments fall on top of things. It's crazy. So that being said, preparing for these things really sucks sometimes.
Yeah, weren't you having trouble getting on too?
Yeah, it was not. My computer wasn't even powering on, which that scares me that that's happening. Because that's like that's a problem. It's one thing not to be a patriot, but it's another thing to not be able to come on and get your damn computer to run and be a patriot. Speaking of the Patriots, did you see that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl?
Isn't that your team?
Well, I don't own it, but
you like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like them in the match.
Yeah, well, I don't watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think they play that at the Boston Garden or something.
Well, the Patriots have gone too many times.
Wait a minute. Come on now. You're telling me that the New England Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl too many times for you to like them?
I only like the Commanders.
I didn't even know that was a real team until I was going to. The last time I got stuck in Georgia, I bought this really cool camouflage sweatshirt when I was in right outside of Baltimore, and it said Commanders, and I just thought it was meant like Commanders for the sweatshirt because it was like a bright, like a fluorescent bright camouflage sweatshirt, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I would like to, wear that thing and whatever. I didn't realize it was an NFL team. I had been so out of touch with the NFL for so long. I never even realized they had new teams or nothing.
It used to be the Washington Redskins.
Right. I hear they're coming back to that too.
Well, I don't know about that.
Really?
They tried for 20 years to get it away from the Redskins. And then the courts finally said they couldn't use it. So they had to change their name. But Trump wants them to go back to the Washington Redskins. But Trump can't overturn a court decision. There he goes. He went right back under there.
Louis Ewing or the cat?
The cat.
All right. Nice.
I'm telling you, and if I jump up, I'm going to have to throw my headset because I'm going to drag everything out of this room.
You best keep that camera rolling.
Is it too far back? You can't get to it? Come on.
Oh, we got him in here. Luke, are we there? Luke, I'm your father.
Darren, I cannot watch this torture any longer.
That is Becca.
You directing him to get somewhere is scary.
What do you need, Becca?
I was gonna say, have him click in the what kind of phone does he have?
I don't know.
But why don't you give him a call and talk to him?
I don't have his number.
He's on Facebook.
I don't have him on Facebook.
But you can still call him.
I can. Did I just look him up by his name on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Thanks, Well, now it's going to be a special edition by the time this is.
Well, the good thing is everybody's asleep over here.
I know. Here you are, finally going to have a nice little night to yourself. You're stuck on here now. I'm trying to find.
Yes, Deidre, we are live.
Yes, Deidre, we are live. This is real.
We're just waiting.
What kind of question is that she just asked?
I don't know.
Like, you're watching us, Deidre, right? Unless we're crossed over into your video, your something camera. Let's see. Destroys district attorney.
Can
What do you want?
Becca, I'm getting ready to send you a message.
What does getting ready to send a message entail?
Well, I had to get my phone, Darren.
Oh, okay. So that means that she had to get
I'm going to call Becca. I'm going to see if I can three-way this. Hold on.
Oh, my. Here we go again with that stuff.
Behave.
You guys are sickening.
I can still hear you.
Who, me? Where is this guy? Oh my. Oh Lord.
He said, just cancel. We'll do it another day.
All right. Well, I guess so. Well, that's a real bummer.
I'm talking to him right now. I said, we'll reschedule. Wow.
Well, can't have them all.
Yeah.
Or even one.
I think it's YouTube.
I think it's just, I don't even know what it is anymore, Tiff. It really makes me mad sometimes,
And I thought my cat was going to get into some shit.
I guess Stripe just came down. Did you just see him come flying down behind me?
There goes that mouse in the mop water again.
Oh
I thought it was going to be my cat. It was there.
I heard a splash. That's all I heard. Scared me.
That was one
He
of
said
mine.
he's sorry.
Can he not get through? Like,
He's having technical issues, he said.
so it would have showed up LE twice if he got on on his phone and then on his computer at the same time. So that's why he was on there twice.
Yeah, we got it. We figured it out.
But
And I could have controlled it, but we couldn't get him to come back with it. So we'll reschedule him.
okay.
We got it. We'll reschedule him. And that'll be good.
Okay. He said he's so sorry.
Tell him to come back on and just voice with us. Because I want to deal with some of this. I want to deal with some of these questions that these people have, because we've been bombarded this week by people saying that he's a sham. And I want to hear what he has to say to these people, because I know some of these people are watching right now.
So what do you want me to tell him? Just to call in?
Yeah, let's tell him to call back me on Messenger, and we'll put him on. Let's put him on by Messenger. I mean, anything aside from what he was saying about, his pitch about CPS, I want to hear him address these people that say these things to him.
All right, let's see what he says. Oh my God, my nose is running. He's calling me.
All right, cool. So you got him on your side now.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to put you up by my phone. Okay. I'm going to put you up by my computer here. Darren, can you hear him?
Yeah, I could
hear him.
Go
ahead and speak. Go ahead.
Okay, so is it just us, or is the show still on?
No, we're live.
We're still live.
Oh, okay, but can anybody see me?
They can't see you, but they can hear you.
Okay, I heard Darren's question for the people who allegedly claim that I'm some kind of a scam.
Yeah,
right.
Where's the proof? Where's the proof I'm a scammer?
That's right.
You know what I really believe? I believe that a lot of these advocates are actually undercover COINTELPRO agents or undercover CPL social workers. Okay, you folks need to go study COINTELPRO. It's spelled just like it sounds. COINTELPRO. Okay. Now, if you do some research on COINTELPRO, in fact, I should post some videos on it. COINTELPRO's number one job is to keep all the groups divided, conquered, and fighting amongst each other. They've accomplished that goal. I'm a member of hundreds of groups myself. There's mothers' rights groups, fathers' rights groups, stop parental alienation groups, equal shared parenting groups, 50-50 split custody group, stop medical kidnap groups, stop forced adoption groups, you know, and every kind of like domestic violence survivor groups, life-beat dads, deadbeat dads, stop CPS, fight CPS. There's hundreds of groups. Okay, so that's number one goal for COINTELPRO. Keep all the groups divided, conquered, and fighting amongst each other. That's the number one thing they're doing. I want you folks to pay attention here. Number two, the number two goal of COINTELPRO is to keep everybody on the same losing path, doing the same stupid shit over and over again. I mean, I'm going to list them, okay? But all the groups, they're beating a dead horse. They're playing the same broken record. Let's start with marches. They don't work. Rallies don't work. Protests don't work. Signing petitions don't work. Speaking at county council meetings, that's the biggest scam I've ever seen of all the different activities. Speaking at county council is a scam. Speaking to the state legislature, a scam. Speaking to Congress, a scam. None of these things have ever brought one single child home. None. Okay? And you know what? Ask all these other leaders, what's the goal post? Okay, what's the goal? Okay, now you spoke at a county council meeting. Now what? What kids got back? They got no excuses. The only thing they're going to come up with is some bullshit. Well, we're bringing awareness. No, you're not. All these people that are speaking at county council meetings, me, I, me, I. These people are grifters. Okay? They're taking advantage of parents who are desperate not to lose their children. And all you dummies out there, and I don't give a fuck if you get pissed at me, you're donating money to people that get no results. These people have not won a single CPS case. They haven't won a case in any other area of law. You got a convicted felon, Kanawha Downing, okay, giving legal advice to Jessica Saxton. Okay, they're asking you for donations of money. What's the goal? Well, we have to go to another county. We have to go to every county in every single state. You know, these people, I got a list of names, about almost 15 people that went to D.C. with them, with boxes full of complaints and affidavits that were never served. Okay? COINTELPRO, pay attention. COINTELPRO. They got you doing the same stupid stuff over and over again. It doesn't work. Okay? So they're teaching you to go to a county council meeting and say, I'm here under Rule 17 and Rule 20. That's nonsense. There's no such thing as appearing under Rule 17 or Rule 20 at a county council meeting. Go look it up. Rule 17 has to do with the real party and interest. Rule 20 has to do with permissive joinder, you know, where you want it, somebody wants to join her to the party. Join her to the case. But Rule 17 and Rule 20 have nothing to do with county council meetings. So these people, not only do they sound incompetent, they sound stupid. In fact, they sound cuckoo. I want you folks to realize, if you go to your county council meeting and copy their scripted speech, CPS is going to use it against you. They're going to present it to the judge and the attorney general, assistant attorney general, and say, these people are sovereign citizens. They're making frivolous arguments. Rule 17 and Rule 20, it's not even for the purposes of making any kind of appearance in a real court. See, these people aren't even in a real courtroom. Nobody goes to court and say, Your Honor, I'm here under Rule 17 and Rule 20. The judge is going to look at the assistant attorney general. He's going to have a sidebar. And then the assistant attorney general is going to put in a motion that you be sent to a psychiatric hospital for a 14-day psych evaluation. Let me give you an example. You're waiting in line to get a hamburger at McDonald's or Burger King. I'm standing right behind you, so you step to the side to get your napkins and salt and pepper, and then you hear me speak to the cashier. I'm here under Rule 17 and Rule 20. And you and the cashier, the other cashiers were looking at each other and said, this is a hamburger place. Well, what are you talking about, Rule 17? We don't have a order number 17 or an order number 20. Which you want the combination fries and Coke, or what do you want? There's no such thing as appearing under Rule 17 and Rule 20. They made that up. It's nonsensical legal gibberish. It's gobbledygook. So who's the scammer here? These people are scammers. They're teaching you to say, I'm here under Rule 17 and Rule 20. These people are trying to impress you with pretended legal knowledge, and they talk really fast. because they move on from one subject to another real quick, and you're like, oh my God, they're standing up to government. They're fighting for our rights to get our kids back. No, they're not. They're scamming all you folks. There's nothing strong. It doesn't take any balls to go speak at a county council meeting, because the truth is any dummy can go talk to a county council meeting, and you don't have to worry about getting arrested. The county council doesn't have the power to arrest you for contempt of court. The worst the county council could do is shut off the mic and tell you you're done speaking, and they could tell you to leave the building, and if you don't leave the building, they could trespass you. I don't see how there's any bravery or balls involved in that. You're in the wrong bat place, the wrong bat channel, at the wrong bat time. It's a scam. You people are hearing all these trigger words. They're kidnapping our children, and 18 USC 241 and 18 USC 242. Oh my God, these people are legal geniuses. And all they're doing is reading a statute. I want you folks to go read 18 USC 241. I want all of you to go read 18 USC 242. Guess what? Neither one of those two statutes is a self-executing statute. Neither one of those two statutes, 18 USC 241 and 18 USC 242, those are not standalone statutes. You can't just make blanket accusations. It's kidnapping the children. Okay, there's thousands of you, right? There's thousands of you with children that are kidnapped. Now, I feel the same way. Yeah, they're taking people's children. But these people are talking shit. Okay? They're talking big. Okay? They're using big words to try to impress you. Big words that they have no comprehension of. Oh my God, they're standing up to government. They're standing up to them, telling them they're kidnapping our children. 18 USC 241 and 18 USC 242. Oh my God, they must be really smart. Let me tell you something. Tanema Downing and Jessica Saxton couldn't even get a job as the lowest paid paralegal at the worst law firm in town, because neither one of them has any legal writing skills. Tanema Downing is a convicted felon. The only competent thing that from reviewing Tanema Downing's pleadings, the only competent thing that he ever wrote in his pleadings, you guys are going to laugh at this. He said to the court should have never allowed me to go pro se.
Oh
That's
my.
right. He admitted he's not competent to go pro se, so how the fuck is he going to go speak for all of you at the Supreme Court? Which, by the way, they don't allow pro se litigants Supreme Court. So he's out there bluffing all you guys. He's going to be this big tough guy who stands up at the Supreme Court when he says to the court and to the judges in his pleadings that he's not competent. They should have never allowed him to proceed pro se because he's not competent. These people have no track record. Folks, I'll send you folks a list of testimonials a mile high. These people that are trying to say I'm a scammer, I want all of you to know, I tell every potential client, Google my name, Google Lewis Ewing ripoff report. Anybody that you know has ever hired me will tell you I tell them that. Go look at the Lewis Ewing ripoff report. Keep in mind, the ripoff report is not a legitimate government agency. It's not the Better Business Bureau. It's not Equifax. It's not TransUnion. It's not government. It's a private corporation. Okay? It's an LLC owned by a scammer, which, by the way, I don't know if you folks know this, but the owner of the ripoff report is being indicted by the FBI for fraud, for knowingly posting false information and false complaints about people. In fact, I'll tell you this right now. That motherfucker called me up years ago trying to shake me down for $10,000 anonymously from his other credit cleanup bureau. See, this guy owns the ripoff report, but he also owns credit cleanup companies where he's already got your contact information. Isn't that suspicious? And then he calls you up and says, you know, if you pay me $10,000, I'll take you off the ripoff report, not disclosing to you that he owns the ripoff report. Wow. If that's not proof of a scam, folks, I don't know what is. Okay, but look at the ripoff report. You will not see the name of a real complainer. You'll see Lewis Ewing ripoff report. Oh my God, Lewis Ewing, he's on the ripoff report. That's it. I don't want to look at it anymore. He's a scammer. Because you're a bunch of fucking dumb fucks. You don't read anything. Look at that bullshit. There's no name of a real complainer. It doesn't tell you what city they're in. It doesn't tell you what county they're in. Oh, it says anywhere California. What the hell does that mean? I don't live in California. I live in Washington State. I used to live in Seattle. So are we talking about Seattle Municipal Court, the King County District Court, which is in downtown Seattle, King County Superior Court? That that ripoff report, it doesn't tell you the name of the court. I used to live in Tacoma, so is it the Tacoma Municipal Court? I was there for 10 years in Tacoma, and or the Pierce County District Court, which is also Tacoma, but actually I lived in Spanaway, but that's part of Tacoma. And now I've lived in Grays Harbor County by the coast. I live on a cliff overlooking the ocean and the beach, 35 minutes north of Ocean Shores, 45 minutes to almost an hour, depending on traffic. West of Aberdeen, the city of Aberdeen, which is like an hour east of Olympia, Washington, and Highway 101. But I've lived here in Grays Harbor County. So the courts here in this area, we got the Aberdeen Municipal Court, which is about 45, 50 minutes from my house. Then there's the Ocean Shores Municipal Court. And then there's the Grays Harbor County District Court in Hoquiam and the Grays Harbor County District Court in Montesano. What court is Louis doing? I sent him money and I got no paperwork. That's what it says on the ripoff report, but it doesn't have his name. It doesn't tell you the name of the court. And most importantly, it doesn't have a court case cause number.
Hold on. Darren's got a question. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, what if we play Tannenbaum Downing's little stint here? I have that live, and why don't we have him break down where the errors are here? Since we're going to call him out on it, let's see what he says, and let's break that down.
Yeah, there's no such thing as Rule 17 and Rule 20. Well, you know what? We need to reschedule this. And when I got my computer working and my cell phone both working, so everybody can see me and hear me talk, and I'll have a better speech figured out. But he's also complaining about you guys. Oh, you guys got to hear this. On my call on the weekend with Danielle Gandy, she hosted the call. Jessica Saxton came in not under her own name. She snuck into my call. Pretty sneaky, huh? Under an anonymous name, Concerned Citizen. And you couldn't see her picture. So she was listening to my call the whole time. Jessica Saxton came into the call, and she asked me questions which were, to me, simple, easy, basic ask questions. I asked it perfectly. And then she started saying some stupid shit like, well, you disagree with the Constitution. No. She's trying to make it like it's not any kind of a debate between me and her. It's a debate between me and the Constitution. Let me tell you something. She doesn't understand the Constitution. She doesn't comprehend it. Okay? She's reading the section of the Constitution that says you have the right to a grand jury indictment. Okay? Well, she hasn't read the rest of the Constitution that Congress gave authority to the states. They can make new laws and rules and regulations in pursuance of this Constitution. Okay? They also have the right to make other laws to protect the public and the safety and welfare, as long as they provide all the due process bells and whistles. Here's the funny part. Tannenbaum Downing tells everybody to ignore Hurtado versus California. Oh, so we're supposed to believe Tannenbaum Downing, a convicted felon who's never won a case in his life. He's got no track record, no consistent or proven track record of winning cases in any area of law. He's telling you to ignore Hurtado versus California, which is the most famous common law case there is. That case cites a case called Entick versus Carrington. If it's the law, and that's from like the 16th, famous case called Entick versus Carrington. It says, if it's the law, it will be found in our law books. If it's not the law, it won't be found in our law books. So when you ask these dumb motherfuckers a question, they always avoid. They always deflect. So I put her in her place easily. It was so fucking easy to debunk what she was saying. I just asked her, can you give us any case sites of any cases that you've ever won with this grand jury indictment argument? Her and Tannenbaum Downing have never been to court arguing to the judge. They never filed a motion and said they have a right to a grand jury indictment and briefed out how Hurtado versus California is incorrect. But they're trying to make it seem like I disagree with the Constitution. She doesn't understand the Constitution, and neither does. She never would have asked that question if she'd fucking paid attention to my speech on Saturday, because I laid it out to everybody, and you folks are unaware of this. But the U.S. Constitution is suspended. I'm a constitutional researcher. People paid me as a team leader with Lloyd Smith and Kurt Riggin and Tim Duffy. We went to Washington, D.C. They paid for our airfare, our motel, our room and board, our meals, everything for a whole week. So Monday through Friday, I was doing research at the National Military Archives, the Library of Congress, and because I'm a federal bar member and a tribal lawyer, I'm allowed to have access to the United States Supreme Court Law Library where nobody's allowed. The public's not allowed. Only attorneys can get in there. And what?
So you are a bar. You are a bar attorney then.
I am not a state licensed bar attorney. See, here's the thing that's got all the judges pissed off. Okay. Everybody has this big conspiracy. The attorneys are conspiring against this. They're part of the bar, British Accreditation Registry. And they don't even know the bar didn't originate in England or Britain. The bar originated in Athens, Greece. These people haven't done any fucking research. They don't know what they're talking about. All they're doing is respreading the gossip from sovereign citizen groups and patriot groups from the 1980s and 1990s. When you hear somebody talking about the Sestiki Trust and you're naming all capital letters and the bid bonds and all that shit, all these groups, these beginners were talking the same nonsense in the 80s and 90s. I got sick of it because I kept asking, I was a gung-ho guy in the 1980s. I tried all the stuff they're trying, and I went to all these people's seminars. I probably spent $30,000 on webinars and video seminars and all this other shit. And I got tired of it. I started asking them, well, that sounds good, but can you give us some case numbers proving that you've ever won some cases for yourself making the same argument? Or if you haven't won it for yourself, can you give us case numbers of any of your clients to prove the clients or anybody you've helped, allegedly helped, or given advice to? Can you give us some proof of it? And guess what? I get shut out of groups. I get locked out of groups. The minute I ask them for proof of a win, I get blocked. And then they'll falsely accuse me of being a mole. Like, I'm a mole. I'm an agent. Really? Oh, the motherfuckers that accuse me of being a mole, they're pussies that drive with a driver's license. They're pussies that pay taxes. They file federal income tax returns. They pay federal income taxes. They're sheep. Okay? I've advertised on the internet since 1989 that I don't file federal income tax returns. I don't pay federal income taxes. I don't pay Social Security taxes. From what I know, I'm the only man in the United States that's done that for more than 5 years that hasn't gone to prison. Well, at least not yet.
So when we can't find you one day, we know what happened.
Notoriously advert, and also the driver's license thing. All the sovereign citizens, and I'm gonna explain something funny to you folks. Okay, after I tell you this. I have advertised openly and notoriously on the internet that I drive with no license, no insurance, no seatbelt, and smoke pot, and so can you, since December 8, 1996, when my last former driver's license legally expired. But why are all the sovereign citizens, I just lost my YouTube channel because I put together an article. I was posting it on all the pages that make fun of sovereign citizens like Van Balian. I've challenged all of them. I said, why do all your channels, communist, Jewish controlled YouTube and Jewish controlled YouTube channels, why do you pick the dumbest of the dumb and the stupidest among the stupid of the sovereign citizens, and you never put a guy like me who's smart, who wins all my cases for driving without a license or driving while suspended? Why don't you ever put me on your YouTube channel? And I posted it on a bunch of those type of channels like Van Balian, VanBalion. Go look at there. And I'll send you guys an email. I have an email where I've collected the links to all the channels that make fun of sovereign citizens. Okay. And I posted my talents to them. I said, I'm going to put an end to all your video things. Because this summer, I'm going to start teaching seminars to the sovereigns. I'm going to be the fucking hero to all the sovereigns too. Guess what? I've got a unique new way for right to travel that's never been listed. But even as it is, for now, I've conquered the right to travel for Washington. I'll send my free flyers, right to travel flyer. I even have an Indian right to travel flyer. Now, I didn't have room to put everything in the Indian right to travel flyer, but if you actually go pull the case law in my Indian right to travel flyer, it has comments like, the Indians have the same rights as the white man to travel on the public highways without a driver's license. I go, what? When did the white man never have a right to drive without a license? This is fucking hilarious. I started digging into it more, and I was able to actually make a flyer called Indians' Right to Travel Flyer based upon the Yakima Indian tribe in eastern Washington, which is part of their treaty. They have a right to travel clause that says they have the right to go on the public highways to follow the game. They can't just put highways around the reservation. If the game's migrating, the deer, the elk, the buffalo, the cougars, the fish are swimming upstream or downstream, down a river, the Indians can leave the reservation to go fishing. They can leave the reservation to go elk hunting or deer hunting. They can hunt wherever they want to. Because the treaty gave them that right. They just can't shoot the guns in downtown Seattle. But out in the woods, the national forest, they have the right to shoot game, fish and game. And they can't do shit about it. So, anyway, I'd like to know one case where I've ever ripped anybody off. Not one. I've been helping people for 25 to 30 years, and nobody can come up with a single case where I've actually ever ripped anybody off. But, I admit I've lost cases here and there. Okay? I'm not like all you folks out there boo-hoo and whine the judges are corrupt. When I lose a case, I'm completely different. I take accountability. You know what? I fucked up. It's my fault. I fucking lost. And I get really angry. I get pissed off. I don't boo-hoo cry the judge is corrupt. I've had so many people tell me, Mr. Ewing, you don't know how it is. I saw your flyers. The law is so easy in Washington. Really? I could write the same flyers in your state. If I had enough people to hire me in your state, I could write the same flyers that you say is easy to write because Washington laws are easy. I call bullshit on that. And I tell people, your state's not even in the top 3. The top 3 states for the most corrupt is Oklahoma, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Those 3 states have a higher percentage of the population in prison than all the other states. Louisiana has the highest percentage of black people in prison per percentage of the population than anywhere else in the United States. And I say, actually, I think Louisiana is the toughest state to beat any kind of a case in because Louisiana is still under Napoleonic law. The rest of us are all under the Roman civil law, which I've studied for years. To me, it's a lot easier to beat than Napoleonic law. It's really tough to beat a case in Louisiana. Okay? You can contact Leslie Calhoun. Contact Leslie Calhoun in Louisiana. She'll tell you they freaked out when she filed my paperwork. She had the whole courtroom fucking cheering her because she outdebated their fucking prosecutor and public defender. Leslie Calhoun, look her up. But I'd like to see proof I'm a scammer. Give me a case number. People are, you know what it is? Yeah. People are angry because I charge money for what I do. Okay?
Yeah, like I said.
She might be listening now. What's her name? Kristen Renee. She goes, Mr. Ewing, we want to see some action first, and you get your reward later. And I'm fucking laughing at that. Really? How many attorneys and lawyers and law firms in the Yellow Pages are working on all your CPS cases? And some lady is saying, we want to see action first and you'll get paid later. No. If you can't pay an attorney, you're stuck with the public defender. You don't see any attorneys and lawyers in the Yellow Page working on your case for free, getting paid later. They'll tell you to fuck off, just like I will. Period. Okay? That's what I will. I will tell people that. Okay? These people are a bunch of want-something-for-nothing cheapskates. They're freeloaders. They're moochers. They're self-entitled millennials. They're part of the welfare generation. This is the reason why the family law movement hasn't moved anywhere. I want you folks to know this, but I first got involved with the family law movement in 1999. The family law movement hasn't moved 1 inch. In fact, I think they're further behind. Because in 1999, those were the generations of people that read books. Everybody today, you play video games. What's the one popular one? It's called Fortnite. My sons tell me about it and other games. Guess what? I haven't played a video game since high school. Okay? What did I play in high school? I went to the big video arcade and I played Galaga. I don't know if you know what that game is, Galaga. I think I played Pac-Man. Those are the only 2 games I even remember that I ever played back in
Hubert.
I was 19, 20 years old. But I don't play video games. All I do is read books. All I do is read case law and write legal briefs 7 days a week. And folks, if I'm a scammer, send me an email. rcwcodebuster@gmail.com, rcwcodebuster@yahoo.com, rcwcodebuster@AOL.com. I'll send you a list of testimonials that's so huge you won't even finish reading it. You're going to say it's too much. I don't want to read it. Well, I'm the scammer, but you can't send me one. I send you a list of testimonials. You don't want to read it because your eyes are glazing over because it's too much for you to read. What kind of bullshit is that? Folks, right. When I say I'm the one man that could take on CPS, let me give you some reasons why. Folks of you who don't know my history. In 1998, I forced Judge Barbara Lindy, the presiding judge of the King County District Courts in downtown Seattle, to discharge a $1,000 debt. Now, that's a small amount of money, but my legal briefings and my oral arguments were so outstanding, it forced former governor of the state, Mike Lowry, to convene an emergency special session of the Washington State Legislature to change the legal definition of RCW 84.04.060, which used to say money shall be held to mean gold and silver coins, gold and silver certificates. If you look that up now, the revised code of Washington, chapter 84, our property tax code, RCW 84.04.060. You look at it now, it said, these fucking bar attorneys, they're so fucking stupid. Mr. Ewing screwed us up again. We got to change the law. Oh, my God. What? Nobody's going to pay their tickets. Nobody can pay their tickets if they know this. Okay. You go look at that RCW 84.04.060. Here's the funny part. They're so fucking stupid. They outsmarted themselves. They were such in a hurry to change the law. They made it impossible to pay a ticket. What? Crazy shit, right? Look at it. RCW 84.04.060. It now says money shall be held to mean coin and paper money issued by the United States government. You know what's funny about that? I have U.S. Supreme Court decisions and Federal Circuit case law decisions that says the Federal Reserve banks are not part of the United States government. And the United States government doesn't issue coin and paper money, so I can't pay the fine, Your Honor. I can't pay the child support. I can't pay the alimony. Now, keep in mind, folks, I know the law so well. I've memorized statutes off the top of my head. Okay, I'm oversimplifying it in my brain and condensing it down and spilling it out in simple words that it's easy for you to understand. But I'm also leaving out a whole bunch. I've got 4 4-inch 3-ring binders behind me in my law library where over the last 25 to 30 years, I have pulled the best money cases about where the court debated about gold and silver, the legal tender of payment versus a lawful currency. I have the entire body of the famous body of cases called the gold and silver clause cases. It's a very famous series of cases. I have every single fucking case that went through that. And in my state, in 1898, Dennis versus Moses, okay, our Washington State Territorial Supreme Court, Dennis versus Moses, it cited Woodruff versus Mississippi. Woodruff versus Mississippi is the #1 holding case for the legal tender cases, the gold and silver cases, that cites Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution that says no state shall make anything but gold and silver tender payment. My money briefings, I have rare sections of the United States Code, which, by the way, folks, I charge tens of thousands of dollars to make child support go away. You're not going to be able to just go in there with the oral argument I taught you. You have to have the paperwork. You have to have the paperwork and the oral arguments. But without the paperwork, you're never going to be able to pull it off. Okay? The judges have so many ways to trick and trap you. You're lost. You don't even know where to begin. Okay? But I do honestly, I make tens of thousands of dollars helping people beat child support. It ain't cheap. Okay? And people get mad at that. You should put it out for free. Well, how about I take your job and I go make the good money you make and you take my job working for free? You know, I don't need to do this shit. I could go back to Alaska and I can make 10 to 20 grand a month as a crab fisherman. I worked in Alaska for 13 years in the Bering Sea as a crab fisherman based out of Dutch Harbor, Alaska. The very first boat I started on was called the Alaskan Enterprise, which at that time was owned by Arctic Ice Alaska Fisheries Corporation, which at that time was the largest crab fishing fleet in the world. The Alaskan Enterprise, that was the #1 money-making boat for Arctic Ice Alaska Fisheries Corporation for more than 10 years. That crew that I was on was the last of the badasses of the baddest asses of the baddest motherfuckers in Alaska, the hardest working motherfuckers that you never met before. Okay? I made my living pushing 700-pound crab pots across the decks of Alaska for 13 years. In Alaska, I'm known for 3 things. #1, they call me the tax man. Everybody in Alaska knows me as the tax man, and all the deckhands when I first started out were fucking pissed off because when I got hired as a butcher, as a catcher processor where we butchered the crab. I was a butcher and I was making more money than the deckhands because I wasn't paying no taxes, and they were pissed.
Wow.
Okay, and the IRS, they summoned me to court. They even put a lien on me back in the late 1990s. People say, why don't you get rid of it? I said, for two reasons. You people out there trying to get copies of my paperwork without paying for it. So I'm not going to file that because I'm going to let you get it. If anybody ever threatens to sue me, I can say, yeah, good luck suing me. You can get behind the IRS and you can get behind the Washington State Department of Child Support, where supposedly I owe more than $80,000 in unpaid back child support. You folks know this? Okay? That if you owe $5,000 or more of back and pay child support, depending what state you're in, some states they don't really enforce it hard. Okay? But they're supposed to issue a felony warrant for your arrest. There's a state statute for it here in Washington, like there is everywhere else, but there's also a federal statute. $5,000 or more, they're supposed to issue a felony warrant for your arrest in the United States District Federal Court. They won't even summon me to court. Why? Number one, they saw my money documents. Number two, I told the prosecutor, Norm Mailing, he's dead now. Fuck that guy. Okay? Norm Mailing was fucking pissed off. I told him, you ever summon me to court for child support? I'm going to hand out my advertisements to every deadbeat dad in that courtroom that I can wipe your child support out to zero for 50% or less, depending how big your child support is. They don't want me in their court because I'll stop every deadbeat dad from paying child support. That's how good I am at the fucking law. Okay? I beat cases. The people who say I'm a scammer, prove it. Give me a case number of that where I took somebody's money and they got no paperwork. There isn't any. Now, I've lost cases. I admit that. I don't win them all. I lose them here and there. But like I said, I don't boo-hoo and whine that the judges are corrupt. I know the judges are corrupt, but why am I out here still winning cases? Because I don't boo-hoo and cry and give up and quit. I get pissed at myself. I acknowledge it. You know what? I fucked up. Somehow that judge got over on me. The prosecutor got over on me. They ganged up on me. They trick-bucked me. They somehow trick-bucked me, and I'm pissed off because I don't know how they did it. So I throw my briefs in the garbage can. I make another trip to the library, and I do a whole bunch of fucking research, and I'll even go back into the same court. Doesn't matter if it's a drunk driving case, a child custody CPS case, pot possession case. Doesn't matter. Domestic violence case. I'll go back into the same court, and I'll get another client in that court. And whatever case they fucking beat me on, don't matter what it is, I'll go back and I'll beat the issue for another client just to fuck with them. I'll hand out my flyers in the courtroom to everybody. Hire me. I can beat this kind of case. You know, this judge, the social worker, whatever. Okay, I know what they did. They beat me before, but I've done that. People drunk driving, same thing. Drug possession, same thing. I go back to the court where the judge denied my motion or something like that, and I lost or whatever. And I go back and for the next client in the same court because they basically learned my lesson. I learned where I fucked up. I figured out some loophole they got me on. That's what I do. Now, people who say, no one man could take down CPS. Well, guess what? I've stopped entire states from imposing MAC days. You guys don't know this, but it's because of my free flyers, no mask required flyers. Arizona, Texas, Florida, they got rid of their mask mandates within 2 to 3 weeks of my flyers going viral. Shortly after that, about 20 states fell. Boom, 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 boom. And the next thing you know, I wake up in the Auburn intensive care unit to find out that they tried to kill me. They put me in an involuntary coma. They intubated me, and I was in an old-style mechanical ventilator for more than 10 days. And I did a little research on it, and I found out 9 out of 10 people die on the 4th or 5th day of the ventilator. It's a miracle that I'm alive, and the only reason I'm alive is because Stu Peter did a shout-out on the Alex Jones InfoWars and caused thousands of people to call into the Auburn intensive care unit demanding to get me off the ventilator. They even had a group of people protesting with picket signs outside. State of Washington, is medically kidnapped Louis Ewing. The state of Washington wants to kill Louis Ewing. But with so many phone calls, the doctors couldn't get their phone calls. The nurses couldn't get their phone calls. None of the other patients could get phone calls. The hospital couldn't even run their normal business. There were so many people calling in for me. So they finally caved in, and they were in the mechanical ventilator. That was literally like within a month, 2 months after I appeared on Stu Peters' segment on the Alex Jones InfoWars to announce to everybody that if your employer threatened to fire you by October 3rd, I think it was, or October 30th, I forget, if he's threatened to terminate you based upon your refusal to be vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine, I have a memorandum of law that I'll sell you for $300. It's probably worth at least $10,000 to $15,000. It has all the best statutes, the best court rules, the best case law, sections for your state constitution. I'll customize it to use your state constitution. You can serve on your employer, and one of two things will happen. The employer won't fire you, or two, if he does fire you, we just set him up for a lawsuit. Because without this memorandum of law and you get fired, you go to try to sue, the judge is going to dismiss your lawsuit on the basis of qualified immunity. They're going to say, sir, this person, they're just following orders. They got issued a mandate from the governor of their state. There's a pandemic. Don't you know there's an emergency proclamation in effect? My memorandum of law overcomes the proclamation. It shows how the governor's proclamation is actually illegal and he had no authority to do it. It's a violation of the separation of powers doctrine. And I have the best case law in the United States on the separation of powers doctrine. So it doesn't matter if the governor issued a proclamation. If he has no personal knowledge that there's actually a pandemic. And he issued the order with no personal knowledge there's a pandemic. So it's a fraud. It's a fraud. I also put in my flyers, I put the statute, and they have this in all 50 states. Presenting fraudulent instruments for filing in a public record is a felony. And you folks go look up your proclamation statute. It's not, there's no perjury to that. They did this shit on purpose so the governor could shut down the state without being held accountable or liable. That's really the main thing that we need to do, stop all future pandemics, is every state needs to amend the proclamation statute to require that the governor has to sign it under the penalty of perjury based upon personal knowledge of whatever the problem is before he shuts the whole state down. That's fucking bullshit. When a meter maid signs a ticket for parking on an expired meter under the penalty of perjury, when the cop pulls you over for speeding and running a red light, your tail lights out, your headlights out, those are civil infractions. The cop still has to sign the civil infraction under the penalty of perjury. That's minor shit. But the governor can shut down the whole state and stop all of you from working. He's not required to sign under the penalty of perjury. I see a big problem there. Okay? People who say one man can't do it all, you folks are unaware of this, but because of my ultimate user flyer, medical marijuana first got legalized in Oregon. I did that. I did Washington second. I did Colorado third. Okay, Florida recently in the last 6-7 years, I did that. Okay, and about 20-something, the government right now, they're in a mad rush to legalize medical marijuana because of my ultimate user flyers. They've only got like 20-something states done. Well, guess what? I have a flyer with about 40 states done that shows 2 state statutes side by side with 2 federal statutes that have been on the law book since the early 1970s. Now come no fucking bar attorney ever told you this. See, I'm not a regular bar attorney. I will show you things in the actual law. No, bar attorney will tell you because they're scared of being disbarred. The state bar has control over them. But yes, somebody asked earlier, well, you're a bar attorney, so you're part of the conspiracy to deprive us of our rights. Yeah, these sovereign citizens are fucking morons. They're legal lunatics. They're dumb fucks. Okay. I got authorized to practice law by Judge Carolyn Dimmick. Look her up. Carolyn Dimmick is a Washington State Superior Court judge. Carolyn Dimmick is also a senior United States District Court federal judge. And the unique thing about Carolyn Dimmick is that she's the judge that wrote the published opinion for a famous case here in Washington called the Hagen escrow case. And that case went into more detail than any other case in the state of Washington history over who is qualified and who is not qualified to engage in the practice of law. That's right. That woman, that judge, she's the one who first authorized me to practice law in the late 1990s. And then again in 2004, Judge Dale Rammerman, I think he's dead now, Dale Rammerman was the presiding judge for all the King County courts in downtown Seattle. He drove all the way from downtown Seattle to Kent, Washington, to the Kent Regional Justice Center, Washington State Superior Court. He made the presiding judge at that time, 2004, Terry Lukens. He made him set aside. Terry Lukens was the presiding judge for that court. He came over there and said, boy, get off the bench. I'm taking over. I'm going to arrest Mr. Ewing. Okay? He had 5 sheriffs lying in wait in the courtroom. He wanted to arrest me. I challenged him. I out-debated him on the spot and explained how I had a right to practice law. Then he asked me after at the end of the debate, we'll go into another call when we can get a live video going. But, he asked me where I'd been authorized to practice law. And I said, well, Your Honor, and I opened up my wallet at that time, and I had those plastic things that you could put your ID in, and it would flip all down and be like, I don't know if you guys watch Chevy Chase. I said, Your Honor, I've been authorized to practice law by the Muckleshoot Tribal Court, the Puyallup Tribal Court, the Toledo Tribal Court, the Lummi Tribal Court. I joined the National Native American Indian Bar Association. I joined the American Bar Association, and I joined the Federal Bar Association. Your Honor, I got so many bar cards, you could call me Fletch. And I let my wallet flip over, and I literally hit the ground, and the court clerk and the bailiffs are all like literally spitting out their water.
That's right.
I'm a little rowdy. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think we because we're getting on to our time here. But what do you think? Let's reschedule this. Let's get this.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, let's reschedule this. I mean, I think people got a good taste of who you are and what you're about. And I think that this is a good spot to stop and let's bring you on next week. And let's reschedule this and let's get some real things rocking and rolling. But I
gotta pull these computer desks all the way away from my wall and window, and I'm gonna have to unplug every wire and reconnect all my wires because something's missing.
Oh Lord.
That sounds awful, man.
I would not be able to do. I would have to have the whole goddamn geek squad over here to help me if I did that.
Like I said earlier, okay, I may be smart in the law, but I fucking hate technology.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, to me, a computer is a typewriter with a TV screen that saves me a lot of whiteout.
Yeah, I hear you.
Folks don't realize this, but I've been doing this shit a long fucking time. Okay, I've been typing legal briefs since the day of the old IBM electric typewriter, before they even had a fucking computer. And then we used to have, what was it called, a 286, 386 word processor, where you could only see 3 sentences at a time before you edit to move to the next sentence. I used to type briefs on that. I've been doing this shit a long fucking time.
That's daunting.
But yeah, let's we'll plan. I'll get together with you. Maybe I'll give you a call after the show. And let's we'll schedule.
Yeah, I really apologize, folks. But I suck at technology. I might have to just go take a college course just how to use my cell phone. I'm serious.
I gotta call my kids. I understand.
To me, I call the smart dumb phone or the dumb smartphone. Every time I try to spell fuck, it spells duck, and every time I try to spell duck, it spells duck. What's going on?
Oh my God. Darren said he's going to call you after the show.
Yeah. All right, Louis.
Thank you for coming on, and Darren's going to call you.
And I'll call you.
I'm going to do a special write-up.
Okay.
On everything. We need to do a show explaining more about what I do and what my Operation Railroad is, and then we need to do a separate show, and I will refute and rebut everything that Tanawha Downing is teaching Jessica Saxton to say. And you know what, folks, I want you to know this. It sounds like I'm attacking Jessica Saxton, and I'm 50-50 on that. Originally, I had people writing that on my own page, and I wrote an apology. I said, look, I'm not attacking Jessica Saxton. I like Jessica Saxton. I've listened to her talk. Okay, she's a good speaker, but she doesn't understand the law. She's basically parroting a scripted speech that was prepared for her by Tanawha Downing. Now, why the fuck would he give her false information to read? I want to warn everybody. Okay? Why would somebody give you false information to read and then tell all the parents to copy me? CPS is going to use that against you, and you're going into court and you're making a frivolous argument. That's called a sovereign citizen argument. Oh, one last thing before we get off this phone, because I know we're out of time. And I like to make fun of the sovereign citizens on that. They'll say some stupid shit like, you can't be a sovereign citizen. There's no such thing. You can be one or the other, but you can't be both. That's an oxymoron. And I'm like rolling my eyeballs, and I say, well, congratulations. You just proved my point that you're a dumb fuck sovereign citizen. Okay, you said you can be one or the other, but not both. That's false. You can't be sovereign in this country, number one, because you don't own anything. You don't own your house. And I guarantee you, the minute you stop paying your mortgage or your trust deed, the government will come remove you from the land because you don't own it. Okay? You don't own anything. Okay? Period. Number two, we have no money. You didn't even pay for your underwear and your panties and your bras. Okay, Federal Reserve notes. Okay, the Federal Reserve note. The IRS is the collection agency for the Federal Reserve, so they can say you didn't pay your taxes. Give us your underwear and your panties and strip naked because we own all your clothes. Because when you pay, you did not pay for your panties and your bras and your underwear. You discharged the debt. That's right. When you use a Federal Reserve note allegedly to pay for something, you're not paying for something at law. You're discharging the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Title 18, Section 8 defines a Federal Reserve note as an obligation of the United States. Title 31 of the United States Code, Section 3124, says obligations of the United States are not taxable by the state. Guess what? The judge represents the state, so he can't tax me with a traffic ticket. Fine. You know, I've got so many oral arguments. I've got United States Code sections that are missing. They're not on the current law books. This is why my briefs work and nobody else does on this subject. You can go to the law library right now and look up certain statutes that I could tell you about, and they're not there. Every year, dump truck backs up to all the university law libraries to the loading dock, and they collect full pallets of old books. The law librarians are taking all the old books and they're stacking them on a pallet, and the dump truck takes them to the landfill, and they get replaced with new books where they've repealed statutes, they've omitted statutes, and that way they're hiding the old law. You can't, first today, you're never going to beat the IRS. I've been studying IRS tax laws since the 1980s, and there's a lot of statutes that are no longer on the books that I can use to defeat an IRS case that you don't even know about them because they're not in the law books anymore. You can't fucking find them. Now, the sovereign citizen thing, a citizen. Well, I thought all you sovereigns say the United States is a corporation.
Right.
It's like 18 U.S.C. 3002, subsection 16, the United States is a corporation. Well, can you be a citizen of McDonald's or Burger King or Kentucky Fried Chicken?
That's right.
No. So if you can't be a citizen of Burger King, McDonald's, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, or Baskin Robbins, then you can't be citizens of the United States because it's a corporation. So you can't be either. You can't be a citizen. So who's the fucking moron? Not an oxymoron. You're all fucking stupid for saying stupid shit like that.
Well, Lewis, guess what? I'm going to be a double cheeseburger citizen right now with no ketchup. Hey, I'm going to get in touch with you, Lewis, and we'll set up this for the next time. Tiff, we'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Angry Citizen Night. So, guys, stay tuned. There's more of this Lewis Ewing to come. Can't wait for it. Have a good night, everybody.
So Darren's about to call you.
Yeah, and you know what? Anybody that says I'm a
Children are being stolen, 1,400 a day. Why aren't people protesting that no one in the way? You got advocates parading around the good old USA. People with little hope waiting to hear what they say. Well, don't hold your breath, the messages aren't important. What they are fighting for, it's barely worth it. They say they are helping, well, that's just a lie. They want you to follow on Facebook. What a big surprise. Tiff and The Punisher here every day. Listen to the words they say. It will save you one day. Tiff and The Punisher, built to last. Stop giving up what's important to those that don't care. Don't build up their egos to you. It's not fair.
Please do your research. It read between the lines.
Don't give them all you got. It's blind leading the blind.
All of the people who say that they care
They don't know your first name.
couldn't tell you your case.
They don't recognize your face. Tiff and The Punisher here every day. Listen to the
It's not fair. Tiff and the Punisher here every day. Here every day. Tiff and the Punisher.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?